Pecron has been crushing it lately, and we've pumped the tires off of the E3600 dual voltage hub bundle that they released that we think is honestly the best way to spend your money on portable power in 2025. And so when we saw Pecron release this goofy little 300 watt unit, we thought, hey, this is probably a great affordable alternative to the C300 and the River 3. But Pecron has let us down in the past, so in the back of our mind, we're always wondering if a Pecron unit is gonna crush or if this one might let us down too. So welcome back to the lab where our opinions cannot be bought. This little 300 watt unit has a couple features that we've said we wish some of the other ones had. And a lot of you guys always say that you want a small unit just for UPS. You live in a condo building or an area of the world where the power just continuously keeps going out. And you want something like this just to keep power flowing to your computer or whatever you're doing during the day for those brief windows where the power goes out. So for the price of this thing, if it performs well, it could just be a great buy for you guys. But before we get into anything else, like always, we can squeeze some coupon codes out of Pecron to help you save some money. We'll put those in the description down below, as well as any info on this month's giveaway. But before we jump into our experience with this guy, we're gonna hit you guys with a super quick spec teardown in case you're not already up to speed with the E300. First up, this thing passes the tiny baby lift test. It only weighs 10.3 pounds. He claims he could throw it to Madagascar. It's got a 288 watt hour battery bank with a 600 watt inverter. In terms of getting power into this guy, you can plug it into a regular 120 volt wall outlet in your house and it'll charge at 300 watts. It also has a 100 watt solar input, which is kind of, I guess, average for these small little units. It does have a wireless phone charger on top, which is nice. Most Pecron units do have these. It also has two 120 volt house plugs on the front, two USB-A's, one USB-C, two barrel connectors, and a nice 12 volt car socket for you right here. And on this side of the unit, you have your house plug. This is where your AC charging cable goes in, as well as a weirdly sized MC3 solar adapter. I wish Pecron would just figure this out. All their units have different solar adapters, which is annoying to begin with, because if you have a bunch of their units, they don't all work together. And also just get an XT60, make everything XT60. Quit doing this. We had to search the high and low to find an adapter to adapt a panel we already had just to get in this. It's annoying. Stop it. And of course, above all of that, there's a nice little torch on this guy for you. Nice little flashlight. The screen on this guy is fine. It looks like a regular Pecron screen, nothing fancy, shows you everything you need to see. And the app is pretty good. A small unit like this doesn't have many additional features in there, but the app works. You can control it from afar, which is nice. And right now, this thing's about $150 with our coupon code. We're gonna start this video off with the what we don't like section, because unfortunately, that's most of what we have to say about our experience with this guy. So the biggest problem that we found with this during all of our testing is that the inverter seems to be weak. I don't know what you would call it. Basically, if you have a load running on the inverter and then you add another load, so you have like one light bulb running, you plug in a second light bulb and turn it on, the inverter can't handle the influx of power, so it surges down and then comes back to life. I've never seen on any power station we've had here at the lab ever, even these small ones. We reached out to Pecron and asked like what that's about. They tried to blame it on the lamp or whatever. We didn't really get a straight answer. You can do the same test with any tiny power station, even the Amazon ones that we have, and it works just fine. So the problem with that is like if you're running electronics or something, say you're running your computer off this, and then you plug in anything else and just turn it on, when it turns on, the computer shuts off. That to me is enough of a reason to just kind of steer away from this unit. That just shouldn't happen. Like that's not a good sign. For some reason, Pecron sent us two of these too. So we were able to test both and they both function the exact same way. So we're not thrilled about that. There's also a weird issue where the USBs, I guess maybe the weak inverter, it's not powering them well enough. It's having trouble charging newer phones. Again, Pecron said it's maybe a phone setting or whatever, but in this case, every other small unit we have, even the shitty Amazon ones, you plug in an iPhone 16, that's what you have, right? And it charges just fine. This unit refuses to charge new phones. Like my iPhone 13, plug it in, chargers, no problem. Tiny baby's iPhone 16, plug it in, no juice. I don't know what that's about. We tried it with multiple iPhone 16s. They didn't really work. Again, you can blame whatever you want, but this is the only unit that we have that's doing this, which means that it's the unit. It's not anything else. You know what I mean? Like in my opinion, I don't care what anybody says. It's not the phone, it's the unit, because the phones work everywhere we plug them in. Those are the two main things that we found in our testing that we just really didn't like. The idle consumption on this guy is also not that good. It's 12 12 watts. Now idle consumption is kind of all over the place. The Jackery we just reviewed is about 58 watts per hour, but the thing's got a 5,000 watt hour battery. It'll run for 3.5 days if you leave it on. This has 12 watts, but it's only a 288 watt hour battery. So you're lucky if you turn on the AC inverter and just have these plugs on, even if you're not using them, you're lucky if this lasts you one day. The 12 watts or whatever it was is lower than some of the other Pecron units, but when you compare it to the battery size, especially the inverter size, it just shouldn't be that high. Even like Blue Eddy's 2,600 watt inverter only uses 9 watts per hour to run. We're falling short here, and I'm just giving you guys the facts. Now, if you're not going to be using this unit heavily, and the things that we don't like weren't enough to deter you from buying it and spending 15, 20 more bucks on a River 3 or a C300, there is some things that we still like about this unit that's still going in the right direction. If anything, Pecron, here's some things that we like about this. So if you make some changes to fix the broken parts, keep these things because they're good. The first one is the light. We love having lights on small power stations, especially one like this that's on the side. You can pick this up and actually kind of like flashlight around with it, which is very nice. The light gets pretty bright, and it's got the SOS setting, so good job. Love seeing lights on power stations. Even Pecron doesn't always do that, so keep doing that. We also like the wireless pad. Like we said, more power stations need to just have that. It's just a waste of space if you don't. And the design overall is pretty good. Like the handle's in a nice spot. It's easy to lift. It still has the rubber corner, so it doesn't really slide around a lot. Everything's simple. You got all your plugs on the front. There's no River 3 Pro thing where there's plugs all over it and weird. Everything's on the front or the side. It's simple, it's small, and it works. Well, it doesn't necessarily work, but you know what I mean. We also really like that Pecron has finally gave us a little carrying case for the cables. Now, a lot of companies were doing this. They seem to have slowed down on doing this. Pecron usually gives you like a big bulky case for their big units, but this is something so simple that all power station companies need to take note of this. It literally just clips around the handle and that's it. Now you have your cables with you. How hard is it to do? Everybody gives you a tiny power station and then a bunch of cables and they just expect you to keep track of them and remember them and whatever. If you're gonna be taking this power station around, a bag with your cables, this just makes sense. I just wish more people did the tiniest little things like this that make sense. All right. So if you guys are still here and you're looking at a small power station, if you're refusing to go up in size and you want something small, River 3, C300 in our opinion is a little bit better. Both of those are good. If you're trying to stay with Pecron, you're trying to go with a budget brand, you can get the Pecron E1000 for like not much more than this. I think it's like $350 or something in that price range. Double the price of this, but you get 4 times the battery capacity. It's got a 1,000 watt inverter, a 1,000 watt hour battery. It's a way bigger unit. It works great. We've had a whole video on it, performs really well, and it's really not expensive, especially compared to the other 1,000 options out there. So I would steer in that direction. Pecron, everybody makes mistakes, man. Oops just sent us remember the Oops Exodus we did a couple months ago? That thing also sucked. They were trying something new and it didn't work. Maybe pass up on this guy and go for something else. We would love Pecron to revisit it though, because small power stations like this are huge for a lot of people. So try again. Hopefully you get it right. That's all we got for you guys. Make sure you go down in the description below and get information on this month's giveaway. Otherwise, that's all we got for you. We will catch you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out and stay charged.